You are 42% more likely to manifest if you write it down. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you my favorite, most powerful scripting method. It is called the 10-10-10 method. I created this method combining the most powerful aspects of every other scripting technique out there, and I simplified it so it only takes 5 minutes to complete. Hi, my name is Soma, and in this video we are going to be going over how to do the 10-10-10 method, why it works, as well as some best practices and tips and tricks to make sure that you have success with it. Also, if you stayed to the end of the video, I have a little surprise for you, a little present, if you will. So make sure you stay to the end to find out what that is. First thing you're going to need is a pen and a paper to manifest with. I definitely recommend you using pen and paper and not a computer or an iPad, just so you don't get distracted and so no notifications pop up. Old school, pen and paper. And you're going to divide it into 3 sections, 3 equal sections. If you have lined paper, make sure that there are 11 lines in between each of these sections. Once you have split up your paper into 3 sections, you are going to put the numbers 1 through 10 in each section and leave a blank line at the top. It should look like this. All right, now in section 1, we are going to be writing on that top blank line right here, and you are going to be writing the sentence, I am so grateful for. Then in this section, you are going to be filling out 1 through 10 things that you are grateful for in your life currently right now. The reason why we're starting off this method and this technique with giving gratitude is because you get what you give. Whatever you put out into the universe is exactly what you attract back. So by giving gratitude right off the bat, we are immediately putting ourselves in the vibrational frequency of gratitude, and the universe is going to give us more things to be grateful for. This can be anything from your house, having a roof over your head, people who love you, your life, your body, your health, your intelligence, your beauty, whatever it is. Just list 10 things that you're grateful for. Honestly, that shouldn't even be scratching the surface. Every time I start section 1, I'm always like, oh, but I'm also grateful for this and this and this and this. It's kind of hard to stop. So it puts you in this really abundant mindset where you start to recognize all of the blessings that are around you that we often take for granted. It's kind of like if you were to give somebody a birthday present and they didn't say thank you to you. Would you be inclined or excited to give them another gift if they weren't grateful? Probably not. So the same thing with the universe. The universe gives us all of these miracles and blessings and gifts. There's so much currently in our lives to be grateful for, and we have to recognize that if we expect the universe to give us more. In section 2, on that blank line, you are going to write the sentence, I am so happy and thankful now that. Section 2 is going to be dedicated to listing all of the things that you want to manifest. All of your hopes and dreams and desires is going to go into section 2. You can be as detailed or as generic as you want. It doesn't really matter. What matters the most is the fact that you're writing it in present tense. So you'll notice the sentence says, I'm so happy and thankful now that. We are writing our desires in present tense. It might feel a little bit weird if you've never done that before because we're talking about the future. But the reason why we put it in present tense is extremely important. With manifesting, the universe acts like a mirror. Like I was explaining in section 1, what you give is what you get. So if the universe is a mirror and we project the energy of somebody who is wanting, hoping, or wishing for something to happen, the universe will quite literally reflect back more wishing, wanting, and hoping. But if we emit the energy of somebody who already has what we want, the universe will reflect it and actually give us what we want. This is where most people get confused with manifestation, and this is where most people mess up, is they think that manifestation is wishing, it's hopeful thinking. That is not what manifestation is. If you wish and you hope, you will never get. If you want to actually get what you desire, if you actually want to manifest something, you have to embody the future. So let me ask you this. If you were to get what you wanted tomorrow, let's say you woke up tomorrow and you got exactly what you wanted, what you've been manifesting, how would you feel? You'd feel happy. You'd feel grateful, you'd feel special, you'd feel lucky. So those are the energies that we want to embody in the present moment. So this way, the universe reflects back to us that. Instead of reflecting, hoping, and wanting, it's going to reflect having. That is how important it is to write everything in present tense when you're talking about the future. Section 3. In this section, you are going to write, I deserve it because. So section 3 is actually my favorite because we are writing out 10 reasons why we deserve our manifestations in section 2. So often, this is a step that is skipped in manifestation, and that is working on our self-concept, working on our belief system. In life, you don't get what you want. In life, you get what you believe you deserve. If you are spending all this time on manifestation, but in your core, in your heart, you don't believe that you deserve it, or you don't believe that it's possible for you, there's no way it's going to happen. You must believe that you deserve it. You must believe that you are worthy of it, and you must believe it's possible for you. So that's why section 3 is so powerful, because we are literally working on our belief system. We're working on our self-concept. You're going to list 10 reasons why you are deserving, why you are so worthy of the things in section 2. And even if you don't believe it, even if you feel like maybe you don't deserve it and you're still struggling with that, writing this down enough times, you'll start to believe it. It'll start to work its magic, and it'll start to change the way that you view yourself. So don't worry if it feels a little funny or if you don't fully believe it. Just stick with the process. It will end up changing your mindset about yourself. Now, here are some best practices for this method. I recommend that you do this method at night, every single night. I know that sounds like a lot, but honestly, this method is so fast, like we talked about, that it could easily be integrated into your daily routine. The reason why we want to do this at night and we want to do it every night is because we want to essentially affect our subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of the actions that you take throughout the day. So if you truly want to manifest change into your life, you have to hack into your subconscious mind. You've got to tap into it. You have access to the universe, to abundance, through your subconscious mind. That's the channel in which you manifest. However, getting access to our subconscious mind can be difficult because our conscious mind acts as a force field. So imagine my hand here is the subconscious mind. And imagine this hand is the conscious mind. The conscious mind almost like covers the subconscious mind as a force field, and it doesn't let anything in because the subconscious mind is so fragile. It will take any information in as fact. It doesn't have the ability to discern truth from fiction. It just thinks everything is true. It's why as babies, they're so gullible, like children are so gullible, because their conscious mind is still developing. It's basically their subconscious mind that is running the show. And they're gullible not because they're stupid, but because their conscious mind hasn't developed a filter in order to tell what is right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad, what's true and what's false. Once we have a conscious mind, it's kind of hard to get to the subconscious mind. However, there are 3 ways to affect your subconscious mind. And this method uses all 3 of the ways. The first being to use the window of opportunity at nighttime. At nighttime, our conscious mind falls asleep and our subconscious mind starts to run the show. It's why we dream at night. It's our subconscious mind is still active. Our conscious mind is asleep. That's why our eyes close, we go to bed. But our subconscious mind is still awake. That's why we're dreaming. So right before bed, your conscious mind starts to get sleepy and its guard starts to slowly fall. However, it is such a unique window because it is still awake enough to tell you to do this method. Like it's your conscious mind that's going to be like, hey, we should do that method that Soma talked about. Your conscious mind is going to be able to basically come up with the idea to then send it to the conscious mind. It's a time where they both work together rather than this one like hovering on top of the other. Now, the second way that this method affects the subconscious mind is through repetition. I recommend you do it every single night because repetition is what impacts the subconscious mind. Over time, if you keep doing something on a repeated basis, it's going to seep into your subconscious mind. If you've been living your life with certain ideas of yourself or certain doubts, it's going to take time to rewrite those. So we have to give this method time to be able to rewrite and reprogram your subconscious mind. Now, the third way that we affect the subconscious mind is through elevated states of emotion. Our subconscious mind reacts to high emotional states. This is why traumas sometimes stay with us for life or for decades. Even though it's just a sliver of time when the trauma happened, it can stay with you for life because you were experiencing such a high emotional state. You were so emotional in that moment that the subconscious mind takes that as very important. It almost like bookmarks that. If it was a bad scenario, it bookmarks it as something to avoid, and we try to make sure that we never find ourselves in that scenario again. But if it was something good, your subconscious mind tries to find ways to recreate it and ways to chase that feeling again. We can channel elevated states of emotion to be able to signal to our subconscious mind to bookmark this. Hey girl, let's bookmark this. This is an important thing. This is an important moment. We need to take in this information. That's why in section 2, we say, I am so happy and grateful now that. In section 1, we say, I'm so grateful now that. We are channeling the emotions of gratitude and happiness. Those are such elevated states of emotion. And if you feel them strongly enough, it will unlock your subconscious mind. Now, the reason why this works so well is because it is a threefold process. We are not only just focusing on what we want to manifest, which is what I feel like most techniques do, like just write down a day in the life of your future self, or like write down what you want before bed, blah, blah, blah. That's fine, but there's so many aspects that are missing in those techniques that this 10-10-10 method covers. We are covering gratitude for the present moment. We are covering happiness and gratitude for the future and the blessings that are yet to come. And we're also working on our self-concept and our belief system. Then we're accessing our subconscious mind with a three-pronged approach. It's why it's my favorite technique. It's why I've had so much success with it. Things that I've manifested with this technique have actually been insane. I manifested back in 2020. I manifested getting my green card in less than 6 months. If you don't know much about the immigration process, it takes most people 5 to 10 years to get their green card. It took me 6 months. That is unheard of. My immigration lawyer called me when I got my green card and said, Soma, I have no idea what happened or what you did, but that is the fastest I've ever seen someone get their green card. He was shocked because I used the 10-10-10 method. I'm not even joking. I also manifested going viral. I manifested my social media platform. I manifested you guys. I manifested having a community of people that I could inspire, people who loved manifestation as much as me, and that was because of the 10-10-10 method. Now, to speed up the process even more, I promised that I had a little present for you guys, a little surprise. So down below in the description, there is actually a link to a PDF version of this with the layout already complete for you. So this way, all you have to do is literally fill out the bullet points and you don't have to do any of the setup. The setup is what takes the most amount of time anyway. So that's already going to shave a couple minutes off of this process. So go down to the description box, download that PDF, print it out, and do it tonight. Literally do it tonight. There's no better time than to start right now. I promise if you just dedicate a couple of weeks to doing this and trying it, you will notice significant changes in your reality. Like, I stand by this process. This is my holy grail process. If there's anything you learn from my channel, anything you learn from me at all, I hope it is this process and this method. In fact, I want to hold you accountable. If you are going to do this method tonight and you're going to commit a couple of weeks to it, I want you to comment down below a purple heart so I know that you are one of the ones who are taking action. I will hype you up. Let's fucking manifest, okay? Let's get shit done. Last thing I will mention is that once you are done this process at night, make sure that you detach from it. Make sure that you let it go and you don't start calculating how it's going to happen. Don't let your rational mind get the best of you and start calculating, how's this gonna happen? Is it logical? Is it realistic? Don't do that. Just set it and forget it. If you do struggle with detachment, don't worry, I've got you. I made a video entirely dedicated to the law of detachment and how to do it. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up so I know to make more content just like this. Also, it helps the algorithm push it out to more people so more people can understand the magic of manifestation and they can change their lives too. If you did like this video, odds are you're also gonna like the rest of my videos on my channel. So make sure that you subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you do not miss an upload. And as always, I am sending you so much love. Remember, you are so deserving of so many good things and so many blessings. You are so worthy of all of your manifestations. I love you. I believe in you, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.